I am here to present the PPT on the types of footing from the subject concrete structures. Second, first of all, introduction. What is footings? Footings are structural elements that transmit column or wall loads to the underlying soil below the structure. Footings are designed to transmit these loads to the soil without exceeding its safe bearing capacity, to prevent excess settlement of the structure to a tolerable limit, to minimize differential settlement, and to prevent sliding and overturning. The settlement depends upon the intensity of the load and the type of the soil and foundation level. Where possibility of differential settlement occurs, the different footings should be designed in such a way to settle independently of each other. Now, the term bearing capacity. What is bearing capacity? The bearing capacity of the soil is the maximum capacity or the maximum load which the soil can bear, which the soil can carry safely without failing in shear. Foundation design involves a soil study to establish the most appropriate type of foundation, and a structural design to determine footing dimensions and required amount of reinforcement. Because compressive strength of the footing is known as footing, the type of footing chosen for a particular structure is affected by the following. There are so much footing types. First is the bearing capacity of the underlying soil. The second is magnitude of the column loads, position of the water table, and depth of the foundation of adjacent building. Footing may be classified as deep or as a shallow. If the depth of the footing is equal to or greater than its width, then it is called deep footing. Otherwise, it is called shallow footing. Shallow footing comprises the following types. First है अपना isolated footing. Here two diagrams are given. First is a square isolated footing and the second one is of rectangular isolated footing. जैसा कि आप लोगों को दिख रहा होगा, स्क्वायर फुटिंग के अंदर अपन ने एक स्क्वायर फुटिंग बनाया है, स्क्वायर फाउंडेशन बनाया है, और रेक्टेंगुलर आइसोलेटेड फुटिंग में अपन ने एक रेक्टेंगुलर टाइप का ब्लॉक बनाया है. An isolated footing is used to support the load on a single column. It is usually either a square or a rectangular in plane. It represents the simplest, most economical type and the most widely used footing. Whenever possible, square footings are provided so as to reduce the bending moment and shear force at their critical sections. Isolated footings are used in case of light column loads when columns are not closely spaced and in case of good homogeneous soil. Under the effect of upward soil pressure, the footing bends in a dish-shaped form. And in other words, isolated footing must therefore be provided by two sets of reinforcement bars placed on the top of the other near the bottom of the footing. In case of property line restrictions, footing may be designed for eccentric loading, or combined footing is used as an alternative to isolated footing. Here, depth of footing is shown. The depth to which foundation shall be carried is to satisfy the following conditions. First, ensuring adequate bearing capacity. Pressure distribution below footing diagrams are given below. First है अपना pressure distribution under footing. A है footing on sand. The second diagram is footing on clay and the third is equivalent uniform distribution, जिसमें आपका equally distribution हो रखा है load का. ultimate bearing capacity of soil. Now, what is the ultimate bearing capacity of soil? The maximum intensity of loading at the base of a foundation which causes shear failure of soil is called ultimate bearing capacity of soil. It is denoted by QU. Concentrically loaded footings. What are the concentrically loaded footings? The resultant of the loads acting at the base of the footing coincides with the centroid of the footing area. The footing is concentrically loaded and a uniform distribution of soil pressure is assumed, is known as concentric footing. Design of isolated load and footing. Design of isolated rectangular footing are explained by following steps. First is selection of a trial footing depth. Compute the area of flexural reinforcement in each direction. The critical section for bending is located at the face of column or wall for footing supporting a concrete column or wall as specified by ACI code 15.4.2. Figure 11.6 shows a critical section for flexure for footing supporting concrete columns, masonry wall and columns with steel base plates. Here are some formulae used in long direction and in short direction. The reinforcement ratio is calculated based on the rectangular section design, where the minimum reinforcement ratio theta minimum is not to be less than 0.0018. First, in the first diagram, critical section for A. Critical section for a movement. In first diagram, the critical section for movement is designed in the bottom part of the footing. Critical section for movement at B. In the second diagram, the critical section for movement is designed above the bottom part, and the third critical section for the movement is designed in both above part and in the lower part. Here the figure shows flexural reinforcement, first for square footing and the second is for rectangular footing. According to the code for square footing, the reinforcement is identical in both directions as shown in figure A, neglecting the slight difference in effective depth values in the two directions. For rectangular footings, it specified the reinforcement in the long direction is uniformly distributed, while portion of the total reinforcement in the short direction AS is to be distributed uniformly over a bandwidth centered on center line of column equal to the length of the short side of footing. Remainder of reinforcement required in short direction.